All right, so I want to talk a little bit about filling the trays and some other tips and tricks for getting your seeds started. So I like to use duct tape and a permanent marker to mark what is in this tray and then the number of plants or seeds that I'm planting in the tray. So just I have that information, and I usually will mark the date that I have sowed the seeds on, just so that I have a record of that. So I've got my seed starting mix and my worm castings mixed together, and then I have put a little water in them to get them damp. You want them to be damp but not too soggy, okay? You just want it to be a little wet to the touch. If you try using dry soil mix in your trays and you put your seeds in and then you try watering them, it really, for some reason, the dry mix will repel water. And your seeds might float away. It's kind of weird, but by getting them damp first and then putting your seeds in, it just accepts water after that. So we're gonna fill the tray real quick with the seed mix, and then we'll put the seeds in. I like to tamp it down just a little bit so that you know that you don't have any air pockets in there, and just kind of spread it around to the edges. And we've got our trays filled. All right, so we've got our seed packet ready. I've got the tray marked where the seed's going to go, and then I like to just kind of put little holes in there with my fingers and then pour out the seeds. You see the lettuce is pretty small, and then I usually like to put about 2 seeds in each little hole as best you can. So if you've purchased new seed this year, then you can get away with just putting 1 or 2 seeds in each hole. New seed usually has pretty high germination rates. But if you're using seed that's a little old, you know, even from last year or a year before that, you'll probably want to overseed a little bit, because as seeds age, their germination rate goes down. And so you'll probably want to do 3 or 4 seeds per hole. If it's really old seed, you may want to do even more than that, just so you get some germination off of it. Most seed is good for 2 or 3 years. Some seeds will last 5 or 10 years. Some seeds, like spinach and onions, are only good really for 1 year, and so you want to buy new spinach and onion seed every year. But most stuff you can get away with saving it for at least a couple years and using those older packets. So once you've got them in, you just want to kind of tamp the soil down a little bit around where you've planted the seeds, and then you'll fill up your whole tray. And then you'll give this tray a good watering, and you'll put your dome back on it when it's done, and you can put that down on your seed starting stand. You don't necessarily need lights on while the seeds are germinating, but as soon as you have to check it every day, sometimes twice a day if it's been a few days. And as soon as any seeds pop up, you will want to turn your lights on, because if they pop up and there's no light, they will get really leggy, and they will be no good when they do that for you to transplant out into your garden. So keep an eye on them, get light on them as soon as they pop up, and get the domes off once you have a pretty good amount of germination on your trays. You don't need the domes anymore. Okay? All right, good luck. Don't fear failure at this. It can be a little tricky learning, when to water. And then there's always issues with damping off and different fungal diseases that can kill your plants. So even if it doesn't work out your first year, keep trying. This is a really wonderful skill to learn. It saves you a lot of money being able to start your own seeds. So give it a go, and good luck.